A major liquidity event is currently occurring in South Korea, and users of XRP should brace themselves for the possibility of major global market ramifications. The biggest cryptocurrency exchange in the nation, Upbit, recently revealed that it has issued a crucial warning that limits the amount of XRP that may be withdrawn. This is not an issue that can be resolved with ordinary maintenance or a small technical glitch. This is an immediate reaction to what the exchange describes as an unprecedented pressure on the wallet and network. In other words, the system is slowing down because of the massive demand for XRP coming from South Korea. The Korean market is clearly pressing against the limits of the supply at this precise moment. The price of the asset and the behavior patterns of traders could be significantly affected by this situation, which is the first obvious evidence of it. It is necessary to talk about what some crypto experts call the kimchi premium in order to fully comprehend what is happening. Traditionally, the average price paid for cryptocurrencies worldwide has been 5 to 10% lower than the price of cryptocurrencies on South Korean exchanges. This can be attributed to a number of factors, including the high demand in Korea, laws that hinder foreign arbitrage, and the enthusiasm of Korean small investors for digital assets with significant potential, like XRP. The extra cost is not just a fascinating market quirk. It shows how the people in the area feel about the situation and alerts them to the impending pressure on prices. This premium tends to be even more pronounced when transfers are restricted or outright forbidden. As a result, a situation arises where the value is immediately raised by the shortage of supply. It is possible that a shortage of XRP in South Korea might serve as a global catalyst that changes how people trade goods and services globally. The decision by Upbit to limit transfers is just one more strong sign that costs would rise. There are some people who would see the limit negatively. In reality, however, it shows that supply and demand are highly unbalanced. Numerous investors are interested in buying XRP, and the inability to temporarily withdraw their funds makes FOMO, the fear of missing out, even more common among buyers in the US and other countries. When information like this is spread, buyers are more likely to buy quickly to get assets before they are taken away, which accelerates the price trend. The issue is made worse by the fact that Upbit alone is in charge of more than half of all XRP trades that occur at any given time. The actions that occur on this exchange affect the market as a whole and have the power to change transactional derivatives as well as spot trading. FOMO, or the fear of missing out, is already making waves throughout Asia. Investors in nearby countries and around the world start making financial transactions as soon as the word gets out. It's possible that people will think that XRP is momentarily restricted in one of its most positive markets, which might lead to a cascade of buying pressure. Traders and private individuals often interpret these events. Purchasers as signs of institutional interest or market confirmation, which exacerbates the supply pressure. The fact that every XRP is kept in exchange wallets and cannot be deleted suggests that there could not be enough tokens for everyone. To put it simply, this increases the desire to purchase tokens among those who still have the chance to do so. The local demand, exchange withdrawal limits, and global investor mindset must all be considered in order to establish the perfect environment for a supply-driven rally. As soon as one looks more closely at the Upbit values, it is easy to understand the possible importance of this change. Because millions of transactions occur every day, the exchange has consistently been one of the finest venues to buy and sell XRP, making it one of the best sites in the world. It is more than just a technical problem that a platform of this size is having problems. It serves as a market indication as well. Despite the fact that there are many tokens available globally, the liquidity pressure shows that a significant demand in one area could lead to short-term shortages, like the well-known kimchi premium, which results in odd price fluctuations. A thorough grasp of these forces enables XRP traders to predict times of high volatility and spot possible entry locations that can result in profitable returns during these times. This example also highlights the importance of closely monitoring any unusual behavior related to the transaction. The magnitude of international trade gives us a broad perspective. However, large price changes usually happen before large demand changes. Historically, one of the most optimistic nations for the cryptocurrency, known as EE, has been South Korea. The tremendous impact that supply constraints have is exacerbated by the fact that people are so eager to buy that digital wallets are closely related and that information spreads so quickly. Unlike all the other places, if XRP holders keep a careful watch on the currency's movements in Korea, they will be able to predict shifts in global sentiment as well as pricing patterns. It is impossible to overestimate the psychological component of this. Fear of missing out, or FOMO, is a strong force in cryptocurrency markets, and it has become even more potent in light of recent events like the Us.Thankx withdrawal cap. Investors tend to make purchases more quickly when they perceive a shortage of a certain item as a sign that prices will rise. Furthermore, it is crucial to take into account the effects this has on XRP's global liquidity. South Korea is a single nation, yet because of the enormous volume of trade it conducts and the perceptions that others have of it, its influence is felt globally. Investors may oversupply exchanges in other countries with XRP as they attempt to purchase the cryptocurrency before it becomes even more limited. When traders look for differences between the Korean market and other foreign exchanges, arbitrage opportunities could show up. This in turn generates a feedback loop. When there is a limited supply, prices typically increase. This leads to a rise in demand, which further complicates the process of obtaining liquidity. If you are XRP's owner, being knowledgeable, knowing this cycle may help you decide whether to invest your assets, how to minimize risk, and where to put them. The growing adoption of XRP in retail and international financial institutions, respectively, is a broader trend that forms the basis of this story. The exceptionally strong demand in South Korea may be viewed as a microcosm of adoption pressures worldwide. This illustrates how common XRP is and how difficult it is to keep a sufficient amount of liquid on hand. The reconfiguration of exchanges, networks, and institutional partners will be required to handle demand spikes, especially in areas where there is a lot of enthusiasm. If investors can identify these trends early on, they may be able to capitalize on temporary inefficiencies and put themselves in a good position when markets stabilize. In conclusion, the Us.Thankx withdrawal cap is more than just a minor annoyance. It's a